And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to race number 5 of Season 8 of the NNSCRA Mobil1 Cup Series, as we are ready to go back restrictor plate racing in a way, as we are here at the high banks of Coca Cola Speedway. 25 laps on tap for today's event, and it's sure to be a wild one for sure. So far, we've had 4 races, 4 different winners: Dylan Young, James McLeod, Jake Rogers, and last week's winner at Atlanta, Bob Fergus. Will we have our first 2-time winner here today, or will we be 5 for 5 in drivers winning their first races of the season in Season 8? We're getting ready here today for the running of the Charles Bilardo 300. This is a tribute race, a race in memory of, I believe it's Michael Norman's uncle. And so obviously the condolences and best wishes go out to Michael Norman and his entire family. But our Mobil and Snickers Cup Series races are going to be in tribute to Charles Bilardo here this weekend. As we get set here for 25 laps of racing, teammates line up on the pole and on the outside of the front row. James Silverfox on the pole position alongside of his teammate Dylan Poteet. Now so far, Turner has gone to victory lane 2 times this season, once with McLeod, I should say, at Daytona, and then once with Dylan Young at Las Vegas. They'll look to go to victory lane for the 3rd time here this season, with maybe their 3rd different driver. Joshua Collard lines up on the inside of row number 2 in the 3rd position, and alongside of him, the highest starting rookie will be Andreas Allen in the number 7, with Kyle Matthews completing out the top 5. Let's get these cars rolling off, though. It's time to put them under green here and see what's going to happen. We haven't had any kind of restrictor plate racing since Daytona. That was certainly a wild one. We'll see what happens here today at Coca Cola Speedway as the pace car peels off. And these 42 drivers are going to peel off right behind him. They'll complete a pace lap. While they do that, take a look at your starting lineup on the top of your screen. We'll give you a little outlook of what the point standings look like coming into today's race. We actually have a rookie atop the point standings. Dylan Thoreau, been consistent all season, now is up atop the points in both overall and rookie standings. He's 7 points ahead of Trent Dunham, who just came off his 2nd straight Snickers Cup Series victory last week at Atlanta, so a lot of momentum on his side. Ricky Falcon, 2nd in rookie points, 3rd in overall standings. He is a total of 13 points out, and Justin Talampas is 3rd in rookie points and 4th in overall standings. He is like 1 point right behind Ricky Falcon, and he is 14 points out of the top position. Our winner from Las Vegas, Dylan Young, is 5th in the standings, 17 points back. Joe Davis also 17 points back as he's 6th in standings. Levi McIntyre is 7th in the point standings, total of 19 out. James McLeod and Bob Fergus, 2 former winners this season, are 8th and 9th, both a total of, that would be 21 points back. And then rounding out the top 10 is Jake Rogers, our winner from Rockingham, UK. He is a total of 22 points out of the top position. Dylan Poteet is 11th in the point standing, starting on the outside of the front row here today. He's 24 points out. We'll see how he does as he starts up near the front. And James Silverfox actually is 14th in points, starting on the pole position there. And he is only a total of 29 points back. So Silverfox, Poteet starting up here at the front, may be able to stay ahead of the early on mayhem and maybe able to come away with a decent finish, maybe even a victory here today. We're going to find out, though, as we get ready to go green. Flagman is ready, fans are ready, we're ready, drivers are ready. I think everybody's ready. Let's get it going here as the Charles Bilardo 300 is green at Coca Cola Speedway. Not taking long for them to try out 3 wide already. Kyle Matthews moved down. Jordan Davis moves down. Saw a couple others further back moving down, including, I think it was Joe Davis. As Silverfox is going to go to the point. Kyle Matthews now going to come up the inside line with Bob Fergus, last week's winner. Actually, Fergus says, no, I'm going to go even lower, and he's going to go 3 wide underneath Kyle Matthews and Dylan Poteet for 2nd. Drafting help in the form of Mason Wood and Jordan Davis. And now Fergus gets an even bigger run. He's coming to the bottom for the lead. Silverfox moved up there to try and help his teammate Dylan Poteet get the draft and get the high line going. It didn't work. And now Mason Wood's going to stick Bob Fergus to the high side. Here comes Mason to the bottom, looking for the lead at the stripe. First lap of the day is led by the 2 of Mason Wood. But here comes Carson Gum down low in the 77, looking 3 wide for the lead. Now it settles out to 2 wide for the lead as everybody starts fanning out behind him. Fergus now way up on the high side. Oh, one car just got turned back there. That might have been Jessica Shelton. I don't know. And they are wrecking. They are spinning back there. If it was Shelton or Nick Smith, it was a blue Coors car. I think it might have been Nick Smith, but I think he actually saved it. I'm not certain. Mason Wood, though, here he comes to the inside now on Carson Gum, knowing the caution flag is out. He wants the lead under caution. Looks like he will do so. And it wasn't Jessica Shelton. I believe it was actually Nick Smith. Caution flag is out. Yeah, Shelton's in the red Coors car this week. Nick Smith's in the blue Coors Light car this week. And I think it was Nick Smith got turned down into somebody. That's how the wreck started, but Nick Smith was able to drive away. Oh, and Dylan Pote, to start on the outside of the front row, was collected in this. And so was his teammate. The front row wrecked. James Silverfox. Sean Henley also involved. That's another Turner car. 3 Turner cars. Make it 4 Turner cars as James McLeod's been involved. And now Sean Galligan, former Mobil Cup Series champion, must have just gotten spun here under caution. Wolfgang Mason back here. He may have been collected. Same for Levi McIntyre. Wow, crazy happenings. It looked like 4 Turner cars, including the 2 who started on the front row for this race, were involved in this. And Mason Wood is going to be the leader under our first caution of the day, coming out here on lap number 2 of 25. Are these drivers going to come to pit road? They are, so we will stick here and then we'll look at a replay. Looks like Jessica Shelton and Pichu London, as well as Ricky Falcon, they are going to stay out. Everyone else is coming to pit road, though. Charles Jackson, now he will stay out, and now everybody else is going to come to pit road. So the 9, the 1, the 99, and the 11, all deciding not to pit this early. Everybody else, though, is coming to pit road. Zach Hamlin pulls into his stall. Jordan Davis. Mason Wood was first in pit road, but will he be first off pit road? Gas and go for just about everybody. Whoa! Jordan Davis and Stephen Paul the third close coming there. One coming out of their pit stall, the other one coming in, and Mason Wood is going to lead them all off of pit road. So, looks like Jessica Shelton may be our leader on our restart, but let's take a look and see what this caution flag came out for. Well, I knew I saw a blue car. I mistaken Nick Smith's machine for James Silverfox's machine. As you see there, Silverfox, there's contact between him and Dylan Pote. Pote then comes down to another teammate, James McLeod, and Silverfox clips another teammate, and Sean Henley. And there you see Levi McIntyre and Wolfgang Mason get spun down onto the apron as well. Looks like about 6 cars spinning down there into the apron. 4 of them are Turner machines. That is not what you want to see when you're a team owner. There's Justin Talampas way down the apron. I think he had to go down there to avoid the wreck. And then Silverfox is going to make even more contact there with Henley. And, oh, that's why Pote got damaged. He got the inside wall. He slid down into the wall. But, man, teammates get together, then collect 2 more teammates, and then also collect Levi McIntyre and Wolfgang Mason. That's what puts us under the caution. Let's quickly see what happened on the following lap that caused the Sean Galligan machine to spin around. This was on the following lap. Drivers were slowing down to be able to be under the caution. Watch the 8 of Trent Dunham. I think he may actually come down into the 14 of Lawler. Yep, right there. And then Lawler going to come up. He's going to clip Galligan. Oh, man, Tristan Folk's going to get up and into the fence there, too. He's able to hang on to it, though. Trent Dunham also gets the wall. And the Bass Pro Shop doggone it. The Bass Pro Shop Sega Chevy. There, I said it. And the only driver that is not able to save it is Sean Galligan. His car spins around, but he crossed the stripe in 25th. And most of everybody came down pit road anyway, so that really didn't hurt Sean Galligan that badly. So he'll be able to continue, but that's what happened under the caution flag. Let's head back now to the restart. Cars are now on the back straightaway. Lights are out atop the pace car. We'll go back green on lap 7 of 25, giving us a total of 19 laps left to go here today. Jessica Shelton is the leader. Pichu London lines up second, Ricky Falcon third, and Charles Jackson fourth. Those 4 did not come to pit road this time. Everybody else behind them did. Mason Wood 5th, 6th Jordan Davis, Zach Hamlin 7th, and make that Chris Washer is in 8th. Got the two Hellman's cars confused. Tim Walsh runs in 9th, and the points leader, Dylan Thoreau, is now up in 10th. 11th, Cody Lamas. Nick Smith runs 12th. 13th, Joe Davis. Then you got Stephen Pollard III in 14th. 15th, Kyle Matthews. Rest of the top 20 are Carson Gum, Caleb Farrell, Anthony McCurry, Gene Samper, and Andreas Allen. There you see some damage on the front of Jacob Lawler's machine after the contact with Sean Galligan. He'll restart in 21st, and we'll have to see if he is still going to be up to speed or if that damage is going to cause him to be off the pace. We do have drivers behind the wall, and I'm not rightly sure why. Cassandra Renzi, Bob Fergus, and LJ Mills are all out of the race apparently, as well as Dylan Pote. So what happened to the 18, the 4, and the 54, I don't know. We will, if we have another caution, we will look back at a replay of that. If we do not get a caution, we will do our best to have the NNSCRA split cam give you guys a general idea of what just happened. Let's quickly update and see. Oh, well, LJ Mills is still on track. What about last week's winner, Bob Fergus? He's still on track, and so is Cassandra Renzi. But they are all a lap down. That's what I don't understand, is how did they get caught a lap down? Was there incidents between them on pit road? I am not rightly sure what it was, but whatever the case, it has caused some problems now for a couple of drivers, including Bob Fergus, who came into this race 9th in points, just off winning last week at Atlanta. So I don't really know what to think, except that maybe under those pit stops, maybe there was some contact on pit road that we did not see. Meanwhile, battle between teammates here. Ricky Falcon going to the inside of Jessica Shelton. He'll take the lead now. Charles Jackson will move into 2nd. Now what these guys, Pichu London, Jessica Shelton, Charles Jackson, and Ricky Falcon are banking on is that this thing's not going to go into a long green flag run, and that they'll have to make green flag pit stops. They're banking on a quick caution, so that way they'll be able to make a pit stop now and not have to worry about giving up valuable track position out in front. Right now, best running rookie is Ricky Falcon, and somebody I think just left pit road. Wolfgang Mason. Wolfgang Mason, who was collected in that 6-car spin, bringing out our first and only caution so far, is on pit road, so apparently he's going to fall a lap down now. Probably more repairs being made to his Dodge. As right now it is Michael Norman Motorsports 1-2, with Ricky Falcon leading Jessica Shelton. Tim Walsh for Turner lines up in 3rd. Joe Gibbs Racing's Charles Jackson 4th, and Richard Childress Racing's Mason Wood is in 5th place. Let's find Dylan Thoreau. We know he actually restarted pretty well, did the points leader, and he is running well. He is in the 6th position right now. Dylan Thoreau doing a great job here in his very first season in Mobil1 Cup Series competition. And that car looking pretty doggone stellar. He'd love to be able to get to victory lane if he could, as we got a battle for the lead. Jessica Shelton all over Ricky Falcon. Now we'll move him up the track and now put the number 9 Coors Chevrolet to the point, as that was Danny Wells, who apparently just made a pit stop or something. He's got damage on his machine, does Danny. Rear end damage on the 5. I don't know what this is all about. Does that go back? He's not even really up to speed. Something happened to Danny Wells apparently. I am a mite confused. There's Jacob Lawler off the pace. Tristan Folks is also off the pace. What has happened to some of these drivers? Cody Lamas is now coming off pit road. And now Bob Fergus, look out! He's off the pace and a lap down. And they're all going to have to try and maneuver their way around his Turtle Beach Toyota that went to victory lane last week at Atlanta. Charles Jackson right now getting held up by his own teammate. He's got to find some way by, but they're 3 wide underneath and there's no room. Now, oh, I thought he was going to make a move. Not yet. Pichu London also getting held up back behind the 18. So is the 88 of Chris Washer. And this is not good for some drivers. There's another driver leaving pit road. Now, who is it this time? This time it's LJ Mills. Something has definitely happened that I am not aware of. Because LJ Mills, Bob Fergus, Tristan Folks, Cody Lamas, Danny Wells, a number of drivers have encountered some problems here. And I don't rightly know what they are. And I feel that right now we probably should take the moment to go back and look at our NNSCRA split cam. We're going to try and show you all of these things in sequence if we can, as you'll look at your NNSCRA split cam and see just exactly why these drivers have encountered the problems they have and why it has put them off the pace. As Matthew Dallio is the leader right now in the number 12 machine. Dallio has actually, in the past couple of weeks, been really strong, but circumstances always seem to thwart his possibility of going to victory lane. He was involved in a late race caution back at Rockingham, UK while running up inside the top 10. He ended up basically getting involved in an incident, I think it was at Las Vegas. Was it Las Vegas or was it last week at Atlanta? I can't remember, but he was running well at one of those two events and he ended up basically getting screwed over. I think it was by a slow car. And he wants to win. And right now he is leading this race. A couple of other drivers we should make note of. How about Audi's Anthony McCrory? Nice run for him in third right now. McCrory is 16th in points. This has probably been the best start to a Mobil Cup Series season McCrory has had in a long time. Right now running very well in that Monster Energy Audi. An RS4 out of Kyotech Racing, and right now poised for an opportunity to maybe move inside the top 10, and oh boy, caution is out. Second time today, the yellow flag is waving. They'll race it back to the line. Matthew Dallio is the leader, so we didn't even need to show you that NNSCRA split cam. Well, we showed it to you anyway, I guess, so we'll only be showing you on the replay what actually brought out this caution, is Dallio will lead us under yellow. And this caution could very well be for anybody. I don't really know who it could be for. I have a suspicion it may be Stephen Pollard III, but I don't know. Oh wait, Jake Rogers got some damage on the rear of his machine. Could have very well been him. I don't rightly know who it is, but whoever it is, it brought out the yellow for the second time today here with 10 to go when we hit the stripe. So let's look back at the replay and see what this yellow flag was for. Here's a look at what happened. 4 wide between Zach Cameron, Jordan Davis, Joe Davis, and Caleb Farrell, and contact going to happen between the two Davises. Joe into Jordan, down into Caleb Farrell. Look at Charles Jackson take evasive action to get down to the apron to avoid. And watch this. Turns the 28 back up into traffic, and everybody does a tremendous job of avoiding this spinning 28 car. How we were able to get away with one car spinning in the middle of the field coming off of turn 2, I don't know, but everybody did a tremendous job to avoid, and Jordan Davis did a great job of hanging on to her too. That should have very well been at least half a dozen cars involved, and we ended up having a solo car spin at Coca Cola. These drivers, I'm telling you what, in Mobil and Snickers Cup Series competition this season, they have stepped it up in wreck avoidance, and they have pulled off some amazing things that really should have been multi-car wrecks, just being 2 or 3 or even solo car spins. It's amazing what they've been able to do this season, and there's a perfect example of it right there. But now this throws all pit strategy out the window. We'll head back now for the restart here with less than 10 to go. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Everybody made pit stops under that caution. And as a result, they are going to be restarting behind a number of drivers, either a lap down or on the tail end of the lead lap. Drivers ahead of them include Danny Wells, 33rd, 34th Cody Lamas, 35th Jacob Lawler, Wolfgang Mason in 36th, and Tristan Folks in 37th place. Those drivers are going to be starting up ahead of them on the tail end of the lead lap. Also the lap car of LJ Mills, and I believe Cassandra Renzi could be up there too. But Nick Alton beat Matthew Dallio's team off pit road. He'll restart as the leader. Second is Matthew Dallio with McCrory in third. Fourth, Mason Wood and Tim Walsh in fifth. Sixth, Jessica Shelton, Joshua College seventh. Eighth is Carson Gum, Kyle Matthews in ninth, and Zach Camlin will complete the top 10 with points leader Dylan Thoreau restarting in 11th place. So what is Nick Alton going to do? 5 cars on the tail end of the lead lap, 1 car 1 lap down, restarting ahead of his lead machine. Here we go. Green flag back out on lap 19 of 25, 7 to go here at Coca Cola. Who would have thought that this is going to play a huge factor into who might win this race? Drivers on the tail end of the lead lap, as Alton will now move by the now lap machine of Tristan Folks. Dalio and Mason Wood follow him through. Now Nick Alton goes to work underneath the 54 of rookie LJ Mills, and he will complete the pass there. And that will put LJ Mills down 2 laps to the leaders. Now coming up on the slower machine of Wolfgang Macy. He's actually going to go 3 wide underneath Wolfgang and Jacob Lawler. Meanwhile, though, Danny Wells steps out of line for position under Cody Lamas, so that could slow up the 20 machine, who is battling for the win here. And oh, Nick Alton's coming to pit road! Something is wrong with Nick Alton's 20. He was leading and now he's coming to pit road. Oh my goodness, what is going on with that machine? And he's now pulling on to pit road. Apparently, they have a tire going down as Joshua Collard now moves underneath the Mason Wood, and I think the caution could be out. I don't know, but I think I might have seen yellow lights. It is indeed out. Caution flag is out. Oh, Nick Smith just spun back there on the apron on the back straightaway there. I don't know who he made contact with. It might have been, no, it wasn't Charles Jackson. I'm not exactly sure who it was with then. It looked like it was a blue car. But right now, you're looking at the leader, Joshua Collard. Uh-oh, look out, slow up. Everybody, look out. Oh, my goodness. Slicing and dicing, cutting their way through. Caution's out. Now slow it up, please. Oh, contact. Whoa, Charles Jackson just about wrecked Joshua Collard. The leader was just about wrecked by Charles Jackson. And whoa, Cody Lamas, what are you doing, man? Ay, caramba. There's Nick Alton. Did he fall a lap down? I think he may have actually just barely gotten out before that the leaders came around. So I think he is still on the lead lap. That was a fortunate caution for him. But who did the caution even come out for is my question. One car's coming to pit road. That's Sean Henley. Pichu London's on pit road. Oh, here's a look at who was involved. James McLeod, Caleb Farrell, Nick Smith, Justin Talampas, and Jordan Davis. That may be the key to the answer of who was involved in this. And Henley is now going to the garage area. 5 laps to go, 4 when they hit the stripe. Is Collard staying out? Yes, he is. I don't think anybody up here in the lead is going to come to pit road. We may actually get back green, I don't know, but we will look at a replay, though, of what just happened. Well, this is what initially ended up starting this caution flag. As you watch, Trent Dunham, Chris Washer, Gene Sanford, and Pichu London are almost practically 4 wide. Gene's not going to give Pichu London very much room. Pushes him up the track. He hits the wall, comes back down, and hits Gene Sanford again. Actually, I think Gene may have actually gotten a little bit of help from Chris Washer behind her. She gets turned around and then collects Pichu London in it. And then this is where stuff is going to start to happen. James McLeod, Jordan Davis, they're going to try to avoid this wreck, and they're just not going to be able to. McLeod, ooh, just barely gets through. Davis, though, not so lucky. He gets a big chunk of it there. Cassandra Renzi's going to get a piece of both Pichu London and then straight into the driver's side door of Gene Sanford. There's Stephen Pollard III. Nice move there. Wow, Silver Fox very close. But this was not what was left of it. Caleb Farrell was able to get by it at this particular point. He goes up there to the high side. James McLeod the same. However, up ahead, remember we saw the Nick Smith machine spun out. Let's see what happens to him, because all these other drivers that avoid the first wreck are then going to get caught up in this second wreck. Contact there between Levi McIntyre and Sean Henley. Henley then comes up. He clips Nick Smith. They come back down into McIntyre. Nick Smith's car going to go spinning around. And then Henley comes back up into the Trent Dunham machine. As Nick Smith's car continues to spin, let's jump quickly to the Trent Dunham car and all of that, because this is where a lot of the hits are going to come. Right there, hard into Dylan Young, who had absolutely nowhere to go. And then it's just going to keep on going. Henley is then, I believe, going to get clobbered by his teammate James McLeod in just a moment. He may actually get a hit here from Justin Talampas as well. Oh, man, straight ahead for Talampas and straight into the 69 of Sean Henley. Talampas 4th in points, did not need this. Trent Dunham 2nd in the points. There you see him just going by. And maybe it's Talampas that's going to get the hit from McLeod. I thought it was going to be Sean Henley. Talampas' car, that car, actually, the brakes are gone. That car, he's not driving it. It's just sliding. And then McLeod straight into the back of the 38. And I don't think it's over. 42 of Caleb Farrell has to come in here at some point. There he is. And I think he's either going to hit, I think he's probably going to hit McLeod. There's Nick Smith. Tried to save his car, he did, but then he hits the 38 of Justin Talampas on the apron, and then here comes the big hit. Look at the McLeod machine flying down the back straightaway after the hit from Caleb Farrell. And that car is going to go end over end, barrel rolling down the back straightaway. Look at the propelled, I don't even know if there's a word. Propellation? Is there such a word? I don't even care. Look at that. Teetering on his nose, back onto his roof, continuing to barrel roll. Catching the grass isn't going to help slow down that barrel roll any. That car basically covered about half the back straightaway while barrel rolling for James McLeod. Look at that. It's been a tough day for the Turner cars. But oh my goodness, hard impact there for James McLeod as his car literally flew down the back straightaway, and that was a wreck that started all the way over to the entrance of turn 1 and ends with James McLeod over in the entrance of turn number 3. That was a long wreck, and it just kept going and going and going, and a number of drivers with hard licks in this one. And we will indeed get back to green flag racing with a one-lap shootout to decide today's race here at Coca Cola Speedway. Joshua Collard leads the way. Let's update you on the drivers that are out of the race, and they are going to include the following. Joe Davis, I believe, is out of the race. Also, James McLeod, Jordan Davis, Caleb Farrell, Justin Talampas, Nick Smith has gone behind the wall. Bob Fergus, I believe, is also out of the race now, along with Pichu London. They do have one driver listed a lap down. That's Stephen Pollard III. Also, Tristan Folks is a lap down. I believe Cassandra Renzi is 2 laps down, still running. Let me just confirm that. Yep, she is still on track. And actually, did I say Pichu London was out of the race? No, I don't think I did. Alright. So let's jump back up here to the leader, Joshua Collard. Number of drivers taking some hard licks here in the standings for sure. Trent Dunham, we saw get involved in that wreck, 2nd in points. Justin Talampas, 4th in points. Joe Davis, 6th in points. Levi McIntyre has been in his fair share of wrecks today, 7th in points. James McLeod, that barrel roll, he came in 8th in points. And Bob Fergus, who's also taking his car behind the wall, 9th in points. So a lot of drivers running really well in the standings out of the race. This is a big opportunity for drivers outside the top 10 to move themselves up inside the top 10. As Joshua Collard, Nick Alton, Zach Hamlin, Dylan Thoreau, and Charles Jackson will be the top 5 to get us back to green. 3 rookies in the top 5. 1-lap shootout. Green flag and white flag are displayed at the same time. Can Collard hold them off for one more lap? Actually, I'm not sure Nick Alton is... Oh, Nick Alton is on the lead lap. How is that possible? I'm a little confused how Alton is still on the lead lap, unless these drivers... Oh, these drivers must have pitted. I guess these drivers pitted under that last caution or something, because Nick Alton was on the tail end of the lead lap, should have started near the rear of the field, but apparently they did pit, so he is up here in the top 5. Talk about getting a lucky caution, but right now Zach Hamlin is underneath him for 2nd, maybe trying to go after Collard for the win. Collard trying to hang on. Oh, here comes Zach Hamlin. Is he going to make a move? He's got to make it here. Is he going to peek out of line? He's got Charles Jackson right behind him. He's looking. Here he comes. He's got Jackson going. No, Tim Walsh will help him. No, as Collard will hang on by half a car length. And Joshua Collard is going to win here today in the Charles Bilardo 300 at Coca Cola Speedway. We are 5 for 5 in different winners so far this season. Joshua Collard, a great run for that team, 28th in the point standings, and he will win here today at Coca Cola Speedway, his first win of the season, and what a great win there for that team out of Michael Norman Motorsports. Wow. And that, I believe, is the first win of the season for M&M, and indeed it is. So a great run there for Joshua Collard. And he will go to victory lane for the first time this season. He has also locked himself a spot up for this season's Mobil1 Cup Series All-Star race at FTF Super Speedway. So, great job there for that 33 team. Well, this was a rather interesting end to this race, but I'll tell you, some great racing here today, even though majority of it, more than likely, was under the caution flag. Some wild flips, wild rides, and a wild finish as well, with Collard going to victory lane. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. Here comes your official full finishing results. Overall point stands and rookie points heading into next week. Next week, I believe, we are at Auto Club. But before we head there, we of course have our Snickers Cup Series event to take place here tomorrow. So hope you'll tune in for that. Dylan Thoreau, I believe, will still remain the points leader because I think he actually finished in the top 10. Thoreau ended up finishing in 8th. Yeah, so Dylan Thoreau will remain the points leader here heading into next week. But I'm not exactly sure who else is still going to be inside the top 10 when we leave here today, because a lot of drivers running really well in points encountered problems here today. We could have quite a shakeup inside the top 10 heading into next week. But anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. As you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. Sean Henley got turned by Shin Dunham! And he saved it! What are these guys doing? Oh, and Henley just got turned now! That time he got turned. Logan Wilson is flipping on his roof. Dylan Young is collected. Sandowski's collected. Dylan Young is now flipping. Citadino's involved. Mary Cole is in it. Drew Austin has been collected.